Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. So, I gotta sit there and say a whole lot of nothing happened in this episode. But the highlight of this episode was, well, Jake, Kate, and Gabby. You know what? I'm just gonna sit there and get this out the way now. For for the people that are Gabby fans and everything like that, well, you're gonna be pretty disappointed. I'm just gonna cut right to the chase. So she came in, and then towards the end, she said that she was leaving and that she'll be back. Awesome. This whole big return of her coming back just to leave in the exact next episode. What's the point? Like, seriously, what's the point? So let's start with that scene. So Gabby comes and she sees Jake with Kate, finishing up the Devil's Tango, I guess. And here's the thing. I get that she is upset because from her perspective, she had to lie to Jake to keep her and her family safe, including him also. So the fact that she still has feelings for him, it hurts, and it enrages her, and I get that from her perspective. I get that. Outside of that, it just seems like she just came in and she started whining and crying, complaining and being all mad and pissy at Jake and how dare you move on so soon and yada yada. First of all, let me just tell you how life works. Okay? You don't sit there and get to dictate and decide on the time frame or when somebody decides they want to move on. Okay? I don't care if it was a month, if it was a year, if it was 2 days. You do not get to sit there and tell somebody else when is it their time to move on, okay? You sound like a 12-year-old, 16-year-old little schoolgirl, okay? Calm down. Because from Jake's perspective, he was like, yo, listen, you broke my heart, you ran off, and here's the thing, even after she told him the truth, listen, things happen, and you move on. And he was like, I have feelings for Kate, and X, Y, and Z, and you just gotta accept it. Period. Like, you don't just sit there and get to just come back in somebody's life and tell them, oh, well, you was, what did she say? Oh, I was going to ask you to come and move back together with me or whatever. We was going to go down to Arizona, but, thanks for this. And, you made it a lot easier. I'm like, no, you're still not getting it. You don't get to guilt trip him into making it seem like his fault and how dare he waste your time. Like, So yeah, with that being said, the only thing that she said to Kate was like, you know what, listen, y'all do whatever y'all want to do behind Chad's back. That's not my business. I'm out. And again, I'm trying to keep this fair and balanced. I understand both of their points of where they're coming from. But ultimately, at the end of the day, people do move on. And that's his choice. So yeah, she meets up with Rafe. And then, she's like, she's going back to Arizona to be with her daughter. And then, she's returning back to Salem at some point. Listen, if I was a Gabby fan, I would have been so tight. Okay, I would have been so tight that one of my favorite characters came back just to sit there and leave in the same episode. I would have been so annoyed. I don't know what the reason is behind that. I don't know as far as the actress is concerned. I don't know the backstory, so it might be more than, meets the eye, but yeah. Rafe talks to Roman, and, well, for 20 or 40 minutes, he is literally sitting there having a pity party. I should have did this, I should have did that, yada, yada, yada. After a while, I was like, alright, I'm kind of over this. Listen, I'm loving the new look, as far as Rafe is concerned, you know, the beard, the, you know, going out and cover, kind of being, you know, bad boy kind of thing, like, you know, I'm digging it, you know, I'm digging the look. But besides that, it was 20 to 40 minutes of him sitting there, you know, going over this pity party, and after a while I was just like, alright, I'm just like over it, you know. And then I guess he says he's gonna go and try to find Hope or something like that, or I don't know, honestly tell you the truth. At one point I'm sitting there thinking that he's gonna try to find Hope, but at the other point, I'm assuming that is he staying in Salem, or is he actually going to go and try to find Hope? I don't know. I hope he's staying for a couple of reasons. One, come on, don't do this, you know. He already left once for whatever reason that he chose to leave. Let's not do this whole I'm going to leave and be Gabby and then leave and come back in like 3 months like everything is cool. But I guess we'll see. Now, Abe was sitting there talking to Sean about being the new commissioner, but Sean is like, well, I have a life in Hong Kong, and there's no point in me taking a job, and I'm just gonna wind up leaving. So, yeah. Charlie and Claire, I guess, define their relationship, and, yeah. So that's the thing. I'm not, I'm gonna be honest with you. I, like, have no use for either one of those two characters. I find Claire to be somewhat vapid at times and kind of annoying. Not super annoying, not like I can't deal with her, just like, oh, it's Claire. What's going on with her? Like, what do I care for? Also, I don't feel like she really gets into anything. I don't feel like she really gets into any great stories. Like, I mean, I guess she was in the great storylines before, as far as when she tried to burn down stuff and kill people and be super obsessive or whatever. That was a great storyline, as weird as that sounds. But now she comes back and it's like, well, what is she doing? Like, what? I can't sit there and think of one thing that she's actually done that's been of any interest. And Charlie just comes across as weird at best, and kind of a nut job at worst, and also, again, weird. So, I'm just like, I guess we'll just wait and see. I think I just didn't like the way he was in there acting with Claire. Well, I have very little use for, but I still don't like watching somebody treat someone else like that. Now, I think the only part that kind of got me interested in the character somewhat is the fact that he switches really fast. He'll be nice, quiet, innocent, shy guy 1 minute, but then with Trip, you know, he turned into like, I don't want to sit there, he wasn't a psychopath, but it was like, he just had a split personality, where it's like, 1 minute he's like a you know, kind of a teenager, just very shy and awkward or whatever. Next minute, he's all like, I'm gonna get in your face or whatever, like, what are you gonna do about it? I was like, now who is this character? And when are you gonna get more of him? So, oh, and, John future is uncertain. I say that because John feels like he's gonna go to jail for a long time. Marlena's like, there's other factors that's involved as far as his medical diagnosis or whatever, or the aneurysm or something with his brain, you know. Like, I feel like that's going to be a factor as far as determining is he going to go to jail forever or not. And by the way, I don't know what James Spears' condition is, because, well, I only caught it after a certain period of time. In between the news interruption and whatever they didn't show on YouTube, I kind of missed a little bit of it. So I don't know what Jane Spears' status is, but I'm gonna assume that she's in a coma because they don't really have a use for her. Which I'm not gonna lie, the whole being all super clingy to Sean was just driving me up a wall. But yeah, he doesn't know what his status is, and also Claire blamed herself because she was a pawn in Jane's game. Jan's game of trying to get back with Sean or whatever. But yeah, he doesn't know what his status is. He's worried he's gonna go to jail. Marlena is trying to be optimistic for both of them, and yeah, Bella is on the case. So I guess we'll just wait and see. And that's pretty much about it. Like I said, a lot really didn't happen in this episode. And the stuff that was interesting with the whole Gabby and Jake and Kate thing, well, it didn't really go anywhere. Because she was going to be leaving in this episode anyway. So, yeah. Anyway, let me know what you thought of this episode. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Thoughts, comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I know it came out super late. Really appreciate everyone who's been watching, who's been subbing, and thank you. Have a good day or good night. Depending on watching this, be safe. I will catch you in the next review.